Hey guys, welcome to Judge Jodi. We're back with another double rating show. Guys, joining me tonight to break down both the Southampton and Wolves matches, we have Sean Hotspur-Hurley. Sean, welcome to the courtroom.
Thank you. Your Honour, is it? I don't know.
Your Honor. Your Honor.
Yeah.
It is. I think
Yes,
it is.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
How you doing? First time here. I'm sorry we're not here under better circumstances.
Yeah, you've picked a couple of crackers for me, haven't you?
I was
Yeah.
going to cancel the whole thing, to be honest. That was my but I'm wearing black instead. I'm in mourning. I'm not in a good place, to be honest with you. What about you?
I don't know. Maybe it's my age, but I'm processing it now. And I've listened to a couple of podcasts, and just got it out of my system, and that usually helps. So, and obviously, I had my little rant. Apologies to Paxton Road viewers. My potty mouth came out on Sunday.
Yes, it was. I mean, it wasn't just you. I think everybody was on. I was watching that back yesterday, and everybody was letting it slip. Nobody was holding back. It was it was a very emotional day, and I am not surprised. I was also not happy. I went out and went bowling and threw my frustrations down the lanes. But it wasn't good. It wasn't good. What are your thoughts on the last? I mean, dare I ask, the last couple of matches
They should
overall?
be certified double X and sponsored by Hammer House of Horrors, because they were horror
Yep,
shows. So,
horror, absolute horror shows.
yeah.
Oh man, I mean, I think we were talking off air, and I was saying to you that Wednesday's match had me in a rage. Like, I was angry and upset and like on the verge of crying after the Southampton loss, and that wasn't even that bad compared to Sunday's match. But
I think I was saying it's the nature, though, wasn't it? The nature of the defeats. On Sunday, being 2-1 up with 11 minutes to go,
yeah,
that was hard to take. But to not actually lay a glove really on Wolves on Sunday we were dreadful. I mean, we never
but it was
looked like we were
over.
back in. It was over after
Yeah,
20 minutes.
after
Yeah.
20
So,
minutes, wasn't it? And yeah, it was just. I mean, I went into that one thinking we weren't going to win it. I thought I wasn't positive. I wasn't confident. I was so confident going into Wednesday's match. I was like going into work, talking to all like the Gooner supporters and everything, the Man U people. Like, yeah, we're going to take this one out. I'm happy. We're going to take this one out. It's going to be all good. That never happens. I'm never confident when it comes to Spurs, and I was so confident we were going to beat Southampton, and we didn't. And then when it came to Sunday's match, I was just like, you know what? We're not going to. We're not winning this.
conversely, I felt that we would bounce back after Wednesday and that we'd actually have a really good performance on Sunday, but we actually managed to be even more soft.
It was horrible. That was how I knew. I knew I just knew it. Like going into the game, before the game, before we had the lineup on Sunday, I just had a really bad feeling. And everyone I spoke to about the match, I was like, I think I even put it in the group. I was like, can it be Monday already? And I hate Mondays so much. I just want it to be over so this game can be over, so that like I don't have to watch the horrible performance that we're about to endure. And that's what happened. I had a sense. I had a sense, Sean.
Yeah, the sixth sense that many women have told me that they have. Yes,
We do. We have a very secret sense, and unfortunately for Spurs, it kind of showed itself on Sunday. But unfortunately for both of us, we're here with a very hard job to do. We've got to go through these players. We've got to rate them, and it's a tough slog. Like, we've got 2 performances to go through. Just for everyone who's watching, we're rating the players for both performances. So we're doing both Southampton and Wolves. 2 very, very horrible performances, and we got to get through it. I mean, you got the energy to do it, Sean. I mean, thank you for coming. Thank you for being here for this with me. I mean,
yeah, I'm sure comparing our scores will bring back some energy. Don't worry, it'll be fine.
Cool. Well, before we get into it, Sean, I think the people want to know: do you have a superstition or like a pre-game kind of ritual that you do before every single match? Anything that's
I probably have a number of superstitions, pre-match superstitions, that stay that hang on until it's clear that they're not working. So until once we have a crashing defeat, they. Well, I do remember in the 1991 Cup run, I wore the same clothes to every round. I went to all the rounds, and our, our first game was in Blackpool in a howling wind, with sea spray being blown off the over us onto we were studying on an open terrace. We were later told that it's probably one of the most polluted beaches in England at the time, and we were probably being given some kind of dysentery. But yeah, so I had the same clothes on. I did wash them in between, but just to let people know
I hope
there,
so.
I'm not quite not quite that platty. But yeah, so I wore the same clothes all the way up to the final in May, the
Oh my
famous
word.
Paul Gascoigne final for all the wrong reasons, after being the famous Paul
Oh yeah.
Gascoigne semi-final for all the right reasons. But I did see us win a cup. I wouldn't have thought that 32 years later, we still haven't won that trophy. We were the record holders that day. No one had won the FA Cup more than us, but we've just been left in the slipstream of
Dismay.
the unmentionables at the other end of the Seven Sisters Road, to put it amongst others. So oh,
So you're saying your ritual is wearing the same clothes for
it
a
was
certain amount of
only in 1991. Now it's probably I have lucky socks. Lucky
you
socks,
okay,
and
lucky socks.
if I don't wear them, we tend to lose. So I'll
Well,
have
make
to
sure you keep those bad boys on, John.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, at the moment I can't. I don't think we could buy a win, let alone my
I
lucky
know.
socks or not.
You might need to burn them. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think superstitions is going to work for us at the moment. I
No.
really don't know what's going to work for us, but thank you for that. Just a quick shout out to who we have in the comments. So Mark Swift, how are you doing? So good to see you, buddy. Cody Max in the house. Been a while. Hey
Well done,
Cody, what's
Cody.
up? Cody. Kevin Murray. Kevin Murray, how are you? Sports analytics. What are you saying here? I never eat chicken during the match. I ate it for both Wolves home matches. Okay, that's a good one. Keep that one up. Simon Stevens. How are you, buddy? What are you saying? We've been through the wood chipper. It's like us to have games in hand against lesser sides, and lose those games. It's not the first time. It won't be the last, and yes, probably will cost us. I totally agree with you. I don't know how I'm going to get through this. I'm trying to psych up the energy. But Sean, shall we get into it? Should we just do it?
Let's go. Yes, starts with the captain.
And that's why I don't even want to start with the captain, because we all know we know how that's going to go down. But starting with our captain, Hugo Lloris. Yeah. So just so everyone's aware, again, if there's any late joiners in, we're doing 2 games today. We're doing Southampton, we're doing Wolves. So we've got our scores and stats for both games here. So Sean, you've given Hugo
Yeah,
a 6 for Southampton, a 4 for Wolves. What
I
are your
mean,
thoughts?
I think I always say that 6 is my sort of benchmark for a Spurs player. My gentle Ben Davis mark, I say, who's usually consistent, but as we can say, no, definitely he was much better against Southampton than Horror on Sunday. Hence the lower mark. And even then on Sunday, he made some incredible saves to keep it down to
Yep.
2, So I
Yep.
couldn't really go as hard as you in terms of a
Oh,
2, but it was
my bad.
probably one of Hugo's least distinguishing days, certainly but for a long time. So I
Yeah.
suppose that's why I've given him. I couldn't bring him up to the 6.
Yeah.
He wasn't a five either, so he was very, very poor. I
Yeah.
mean, both goals could be attributed to him
Hmm.
and other defenders. Yeah, so
Yeah, I know. I mean, to be honest, it's pretty low. I don't think I've given. I think maybe once I've given a two. Um, it's very, very low. But I mean, I just think that, based on those two goals conceded, I think that's what gave our team that kind of mental energy that they lack sometimes when we are going down. If we're losing, 20 minutes into a game, that's going to have an effect on our team. Unfortunately, that's the way it is with Spurs, is that I think if we're losing, we're not coming back from that. And I think it's that mental kind of attitude that we have in the club. And yeah, I'm sorry, Hugo, but I've given you a two for Wolves because I just think that well, I don't know. I don't know what was going on with him. Like, what
it
was
was
happening?
as I was saying pre-recording, or I was said that it was almost as if the sort of lack of confidence which affected the rest of the defence on
Mm,
Wednesday reached him on Sunday.
yeah, yeah.
And I
He just
mean,
came in
for the
like with that
life of me,
attitude.
it didn't help actually because my stream was sticking and it kept going back and replaying that fifth minute. And each time I see him pushing the ball out
Yeah.
twice and him and they're saying, "Thank you very much, I'll have that." And I was like, for God's sake, the second one, you could have caught it in one hand.
Yeah.
If it was Pat Jennings,
Yeah.
he would have caught it in one hand and just snared, sort of snarled at
That's the thing, it's
Jimenez.
the punching, isn't it? And it's just kind of like it's just grab the ball, I think, for me. I think
That's,
if you can try and just grab it and then just don't like that, I think Lloris has been at fault for that quite a lot of the time. He punches it and he doesn't punch it out far enough, and he has been at mistake of doing that, time and time again. But I think just on Sunday for me, it was just, yeah, it wasn't great.
not good.
Simon,
Not
what are you
good.
saying? Hugo, five overall throughout both games. Not completely useless because he made saves, but what an angry man, just punching everything. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I think he did make up for it in the second half. And maybe my two is I just feel like two, you got to wait and see what the other guys are getting. Like two, because he was the one I think that made the mistakes for us from the beginning. I think he did make up for it in the second half, but I do think that it was kind of a little too late at that point. So yeah. What's people saying? Amandi. Hi Amandi. How you doing? Hugo has served you well, but prone to errors lately. Yeah. Agree. And he's just signed his new contract as well. So that's kind of, a bit upsetting, disappointing. But everyone's due errors, but I just think there was something about that day on Sunday for him. Anyway, we need to move on. Let's move on. Davies and Sanchez.
Oh
Oh
my
no.
God.
Okay, not as bad though, I don't think, for me. Yeah, well, pretty bad. Pretty bad, pretty bad. So just so people are listening in, Sean's given Davidson a three for both games, for both Wolves and Southampton. I've given him a four for Southampton and a three for Wolves. Any initial thoughts there, Sean, on your
My
ratings?
God, where did that four come from, Judge? My
Mm,
goodness. I mean, he was
yeah,
bullied by a Chelsea youth team player all through that Southampton game. It was dreadful. He was, oh, and I look at poor Joe Roden on the bench thinking, I'm not getting in ahead of him, particularly when it came to Sunday. Oh, my God.
yeah. To
Oh,
be fair,
it
I
was,
think I think I should have revisited my Southampton score up against yesterday's score because I think that was looking at the overall team. And yeah, I agree. I think maybe I'm with you on the three threes there, even lower potentially. But um, yeah, I think Conte's a fan. Well, he was before Sunday, and I do think he has been improving, but like the last two games, definitely like not at all. I don't know. I feel like with Sanchez, it's kind of one of those things when Dyer's not there with him, kind of directing him. Is there some kind of I think when Dyer's on the pitch and he's there giving those
mm,
directions, I think that's kind of where Sanchez um, comes into his best because he's got that leadership person there telling him and directing him
Mhm.
into what to do. Whereas, Romero coming in, he doesn't unfortunately he doesn't have those leadership qualities and
Mhm.
at the moment. And I think it is just down to the fact that Dyer's been out.
Yeah, I mean, it's no. I mean, there's certainly the highlight of Sanchez's career was when he was being shepherded by Jan Vertonghen, I think, in his
Yeah.
first season there. It's no surprise that it's Mina in the Colombian team that kind of keeps him in order.
Hmm.
And I mean, he was just. I mean, it was. I mean, oh God, it was a comedy of errors. I mean, at least he didn't sort of like face plant like he did against Manchester
Yeah.
City last season. But they've worked him out. Even if you just press the Spurs defence and leave the ball to go to Sanchez, it's going to come back to you. It's going
Hmm.
to come back to you. And both Hasenhüttl and Lager said that was what their plan was. You're going to get the
Yeah.
ball back. And then Lager had the benefit of watching Wednesday's performance to say, well, I know what to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Mm.
when you when you have poor supporting cast on that side of the defence, it's not a good look.
Yeah.
Not a good look.
Not a good look. Cody's saying Sanchez, the moment I gave him an inch of praise, he reverts to type and drops two disaster glasses for Jose.
I, th- I, th- I think I
Hmm.
think that many of us are in that same camp, Cody. Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. I mean, it's so funny, isn't it? Like, week on week doing these shows, you can come in all guns blazing, giving these guys so much credit and praise, and like, they've done amazingly. Like they've improved. They're doing all these things. I think when Cody came on, we were praising Sanchez, and now it's like, oh no,
A revert to type.
no. So yeah, that's what happens, unfortunately. All right, we got to move on. Let's move on. We've got a lot of people to get through today. We've got multiple players. We've got two games. So Christian Romero. That's better, right? Is that not better?
Well, the shining light as a defensive player by probably the best player we've bought in a number of years. So kudos
Yeah.
to Mr. Paratici.
Do
But
you not think, what is he
I
doing
don't.
here though?
Well, technically, he's still not here, is he? Because he's still on
Yeah,
loan.
he's on loan. Yeah.
I wonder whether by the end of the season, he'll be kicking up the stink and saying, I don't want to come to this rotten football club."
That's the
But
same. Like,
I don't think the one thing that's lacking, and that's why he doesn't get anything higher than 6, is that as you say, he doesn't have the leadership. Whether it's because
mm,
it's language issues, although that shouldn't be the case with Davison.
yeah.
I think
He's just
he's
new as well though, isn't he?
yeah, but I mean,
He's been injured for most of the time he's been
he's
with
been
us. So
injured. Yes,
no.
when we think that was I think the Southampton game was only his third game under Conte.
Yeah, I think maybe.
And one of those he got sent off in. So it's like you couldn't you couldn't wish for a worse introduction to your new club. But
Yeah.
yes, I mean he is a shining light in terms of his abilities. Um,
Yeah.
but we need leadership back there as well, and
Yeah.
it's clearly missing at the moment.
Oh, definitely, 100% agree with you. Like, I just honestly, from Romero's point of view, I think I just wonder what he thinks he's signed up to. Um, I think with Southampton, I think he was definitely the best defender of the day.
Mm.
I really love his aggression. I think sometimes that could be our detriment. I think he needs to be careful with the yellow cards and stuff. But I think that aggression is needed. But then with Wolves, he wasn't the worst of the back line, but he also didn't help us. I think, yeah, I just think the whole performance from was
I
just
mean,
dire.
many times our back line looked like a washing line, sort of zigzagging across a green. There was no straight line, and it just made things
Yeah, it wasn't good.
easy for the for them to pass through us and around us. It was
Yeah,
it was
just yeah,
painful, very
it
painful,
was
and
painful.
even Christian's laudable efforts were not enough to
No,
take away the
the
stain
pain.
of the two performances.
Simon, what are you saying? Romero's composed character, but unfortunately an incompetent workforce around you can drag you down with them. I'd give him a 6, but it's really not entirely his fault for that rating. Is that a 6 for the Wolves game or a 6 just overall? I'm wondering. But
He's matching you. Simon's always got a soft spot for you, Jodi.
oh, Simon.
Oh no, he's matching me. Oh, sorry.
He's watching you. He's watching you. He's got a
Ooh.
soft spot for you there, Sean.
Yeah, yes, it's the bog at the bottom of my garden, no doubt. Yeah, the soft spot. Yeah.
Right, let's move on. So we've got Ben Davies. Oh, oh no. Oh my. What happened there?
Um.
Ah.
Well, he was horrible against Southampton. I mean, that error for the first goal was inexcusable. But he was compounded by the fact that the ball travelled to Emerson Royal, and
Mhm.
that didn't exactly
Yeah.
help things. But yes,
Yeah.
I mean, he seemed to have his Sunday best shoes on rather than his football boots on against Southampton, and he was very, very poor indeed. I thought on Wednesday,
Yeah.
and only just slightly better, perhaps. He didn't get his normal, as I say, the gentle Ben number 6, 6 out of 10. He didn't even get that because he was part of a defensive horror show. So yeah, and he's
What?
been a significantly improved player under Conte. He was the one
I
who seemed
know.
to
Well, that's the
adapt
thing.
to
Yeah,
that position. As a centre,
exactly.
attacking centre back, even. So
Yeah.
he
So
was horror. It
and
was
a
horror.
Sports TV. I think that's you, Nippon, but I'm not sure. I think you've changed your name, but it's given him a 0, a naught. That's pretty harsh there, but you know, everyone has their opinions. I agree it wasn't great. I think Southampton it wasn't great. I think, I think the build up to Bruges' goal, I think we were struggling with him anyway in that Southampton game. It was just a very uncomfortable game. I think the Southampton one for Ben Davies, but then Wolves, like, as well, just terrible for me. I think he was switching
Oh
positions.
yeah, yeah. He
So
didn't.
that
He didn't
was
cover
he didn't
himself in
know where
glory
he
with the
was.
second goal, did he?
Yeah, no, not
I
at
mean,
all. But
just put the ball out of the stand. I mean, just stick it anywhere, but where you did.
I think he
Oh,
was struggling with the position though, wasn't he? Because when we switched out, when we'd switched Sess out, I think he didn't know where he was meant to be for a long time there. He looked out of position for ages for me. But I think once he got, you know, comfortable with where he was meant to be, I think then it kind of got a little bit better for him. But I think he set Kudo up as well, for a goal, but it didn't come out in the second
I
half.
think he although he's obviously got a lot of experience at left back, I just think he's. I think that I mean I disagree with Sessegnon being hooked, to be honest. But then that's just me.
Well, yeah, we'll come
Um,
on to that. We'll come on to
mm.
that, Sean. Simon, you're saying that you love me. Oh, but you haven't forgotten about Sean. Well,
Thank you,
thank you.
Squire.
Thank you very much. And we love you too. What else? This is Ben's true level. He's been playing above himself since Conte has arrived, but he's usually a casual 6 or 7 out of 10 on a good day and a very low 3 or 4 on a bad day. Yeah, that's true. I think that's very true. And NS Sports TV, I think Nippon again. You're saying Romero, Dyer, Roden, Jaffet should be your backline. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Dyer needs to come in and I wasn't saying that. Like, this is just insane. Saying that Dyer needs to be starting every single game, but that's the way the cookie crumbles at the moment.
I'm not sure that I agree with our friend from Chelsea about Japhet and Tanganga.
Well, okay, so let's go back to this comment then, because I know Nippon, you wanted me to draw it out. I think you were asking. Here we go. So he's asking if we see Jaffet as a future England international, and I don't think so personally. But Sean, I'll leave that to you.
He certainly seemed to suggest that when he first arrived, but I think he desperately needs game time on a week in, week out basis. Like, I had high hopes when there was talk of him going to Italy to learn the skills of, a defender. When they were linked with a loan move to AC and other teams, I think he would do a great job
Yeah,
there. I mean, he would learn a lot. Um, I think the fact that he's in and out the team will not help him. He needs a loan. Either he needs a loan in the lower Premier League,
he does. I think he needs a
or
loan.
or
Yeah.
or in a competitive league like Germany or Italy.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I think I've seen that there is definitely talent for me, and we're not even looking. We're not even talking about Tanganga. He wasn't even in our ratings, but just quickly, yeah, I agree. I think there's talent there. I've seen it, and I also love his aggression as well. I think sometimes it can be to his detriment. I think he, does need a little bit more training and a little bit more kind of leadership sort of qualities to kind of help back
Um,
him up. But I think
I,
he's
th-
talented.
I think I've come to the Darius school on Jaffet. I think he's not going to make it at Tottenham.
Yeah,
Um, I think he'll be a good player if he gets a regular run in another team. But sad to say, because I'm very much a one of your own person. I really like my academy boys stepping up.
yeah, I
Um,
agree. I'm gonna give them a
mhm,
chance, right?
yeah, but our academy is a bit of a bone of contention for me. We kind of we kind of talk about how wonderful our training facilities are, but
Yeah.
who's coming in apart from Skip?
Mhm. I agree. We're
Hmm.
sending them all out, aren't we? And we're selling them off. So,
We're losing
Simon, losing them, yeah. Jaffa is wasted potential. We need to start sending out our promising prospects out of loans regularly. Paid off massively with Skip, and it would be with other players too, for sure. Right, we're moving off from Jaffa because we're not rating him, but thank you for your thoughts and opinions. Matt Doherty. Now this is for Sunday's performance. I'm trying to remember against Wolves. So yeah, threes. What were your thoughts when you saw him on the lineup?
Well, to be honest, I mean, having seen Royale on Wednesday, I thought, well, at
what's
least this
the
guy, at least we've got a guy who's played in
for
the
Wolves?
position,
Yeah.
and had shown some prospects in the game against Liverpool, Leicester, sorry, away.
Mhm.
But he then proceeded to stink the place out. And as someone who has his allegiances to the Irish Republic, it disheartens me that Matt Doherty is besmirching the name of right backs who I have followed down the years, who come from that wonderful country. I started when you were not even on this planet, probably, as watching Joe Kinnear as our right back, and I've seen Stephen Carr, I've seen Chris Hughton on the other side, and um, Stephen Kelly, even all these right backs that played for us, Republic internationals, and Matt Doherty, you are stinking the place out. You really are, and yet he plays well for the Republic as well. So it's inexplicable. I think he was destroyed by Mourinho. I seem to remember a pitch side altercation between the two, and I don't think he's ever recovered from that.
Yeah.
I think he's, and I also think he's probably the step up to Tottenham with the expectations from Wolves is too much for him. Sad to say. Sad to say.
Well, Simon's saying he's so bad he's clutching his cross and rosemary beads at the very sight of him. He never wants to see him again. He's had, about his recent runs, he's had uh, in the side. Can't keep giving him chances. Yeah, no, Simon, Sean, agree. I mean, he played so well against Wolves, or with Wolves, sorry, and then he
Mhm.
comes and plays against Wolves like that. I just think, what's going on there? What's the problem? He doesn't look composed at all for me. I don't understand what the issue is. Like, why come to Tottenham and play the way that you're playing, and you play the way that you do when you play for Wolves? It's just not good.
No, as I say, I think it is the step up in expectations at Tottenham.
Hmm.
I mean, it's seems to have, he's like a rabbit caught in the headlights, maybe. But
Yeah. Sam saying, have we had any higher than a 3 for anyone? And I'm reporting both of you to social services. Well, we've had Romero. I can admit we've had Romero. You've come late to the party, Sam. You've come late. You gotta rewind and watch
I
what's
think he was
happened.
busy elsewhere.
But I can confirm that Lloris has been given a pretty hard stick. But you have to wait to Crime of the Week coming up at the end of the show, and you'll find out all of that stuff. But we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. Maybe I should have had you on, Sam, for this show. Maybe I should have had both of you on. We could have had a
Oh,
proper, revisit after Sunday's performance. But yeah, yeah. On the twos. On the twos. Now, to be fair to Emerson, well, actually, not to be fair to him, because he did. These are the ratings for Southampton, I think, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
He,
just
he didn't play
just for
against
these
Wolves.
late comers like Sam Spurs for Life, we are doing a double rating show. So we are doing Southampton, we are doing Wolves. Emerson did come on as a sub for Wolves, but we're not doing the subs because we just got too many people to get through. There's too many people to get through in this show. So we're doing we're doing Emerson for Southampton, and we've both given him a 2. And go, Sean.
Quite possibly the worst performance I've seen as a fullback for Spurs in since Gilberto. Right, that goes to um, the other not the other Brazilian non-technical player.
Oh, you
Um,
have noticed you don't have a love for that one either
I,
lately.
I don't. I don't. I mean, I love the Brazilian that I grew up. Well, my very formative years watching the Brazil team of 1970, and I loved players like Cafu at Roma. Um, Zico. These technically
Mhm.
incredible players who could seem to do anything, and we've got our Brazilians, with the exception of Sandro, who I love to bits, uh, can't do anything.
Yeah.
And I will include criticisms of the hero of Amsterdam with his rubber legs. Um, if he can't trap cement, that boy. Anyway, that's another story.
What about what Sam's saying? Nothing royal about this dude. Can't defend and can't attack. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
yeah. It's interesting that he got that name after a character that advertises jelly. I think that says everything.
I
Wobble,
just,
wobble, wobble,
yeah, I don't
and
know.
put and put him and Sanchez together. My God.
I seem to remember a time though when I was at I think it was August last year when we were talking about our transfer window, and there was a certain Sam Spurs for Life who was very excited about getting this guy on board, and I was like, "No, we need Tomiyasu." So yeah, I don't know. I'm not happy with what I've seen from him at all, ever. Since he's been with us, it's been horrible. I think he just looks frantic all the time. Like you're saying, Sam, he can't defend, he can't attack. He's not going forward for us, but he's that position is not good for him. He can't cross. Simon, you're saying you need to put some meat on his legs. Oh, no, he has put some meat on his legs. But that's the only improvement we've seen recently. I mean, I haven't even seen that. Um, yeah,
Oh,
we've been stung by Barcelona, 100% sports analytics Royal a 3. Okay, you've given him a point more than us. So, I mean, if there's, what are you seeing then, sports analytics, from the performance that we're missing? Because, yeah, not great for me. But I think we got to move on, Sean. We can't keep in this depression. We got to move on to
well,
Ryan, to Sess, to the kid. I mean, fives all rounds.
well,
From
given he was
me,
only on the field for
yeah.
27 minutes, you know.
I was gonna say for me, we didn't see enough. Like 5 for showing up and doing your absolute, best that you could do in 20 odd minutes on the pitch. Um, I mean, my heart broke for him when he was taken off for Kulu. Like,
That was the most painful
I
thing I
was
have ever seen.
it was the
The fact that he
longest
had to
walk
walk
ever.
around the field. Fair dues to the Spurs fans who clapped him because you know they could see a young man's heart breaking, and you know they didn't want to. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, I have to say, you know, we've kind of raised the, you know, the little flag, the tiniest of flags of warning that um, has Conte made a mistake. I mean, I haven't seen enough of Kulishevsky, who was substitute for Sessegnon, to justify that substitution.
But we don't know what could have happened, do we? Like, I mean, 28 minutes, I think it was for Sess, and he didn't do anything wrong. I think was it yesterday's show. I think Mike or someone was saying, like, what was Doherty doing? Like,
Well, what was Sanchez
why?
doing? What you know?
What was
I
Sanchez
mean,
doing?
what was
Yeah,
Davies doing? You know, it
100%.
was like they were. Oh dear.
Yeah, it wasn't good. It was very heartbreaking, and I think, I really, really, really hope that hasn't knocked his confidence. Like, you can see with our squad, the way that our confidence gets knocked just by, small things, then it potentially will do that to him. But, oh man, like, I hope he's going to be okay, because that's just harsh, I think,
Yeah,
from my side.
I'm putting that on Conte. So you know.
Look, the guy didn't. I was trying to find some stats. It's 28 minutes. There's no stats. That's why there's nothing there. Like, the
Yeah.
poor guy didn't even have a chance to do anything. So, I mean, let's just move on, Sean, because this is
Yeah,
depressing me.
it was never going to be.
Sergio Reguilon, for everybody who's just tuning in, this is not for Wolves. We know he didn't play for Wolves. This is for Southampton. We've both given him oh, here we go. We've both given him a 6. I think one of the better players of the day
I
for the
thought
Southampton game.
he was adequate against Southampton. You know, I was I seem to remember him putting crosses in, but you know, unfortunately, our attack was not there. I mean,
Yeah,
you know, the lack of pace sometimes is a bit alarming up front,
yeah.
given that we've got a supposedly a quick attack. You know,
Mhm.
um, no, I
I
mean,
think he
again,
was.
he was substituted, wasn't he? I mean, Reguilon on that game,
Yeah, he was.
and I
I
thought
think he was really
that was a bit
good.
harsh too. Yeah.
I think it's a clear distinction, isn't it? I mean, his crossing is amazing compared to the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's always getting us forward as well. I just want to see him keep improving for me under Conte, because I wasn't sure about him. Kind of, yeah. I don't know. I'm still kind of unsure about him, because I
Mm-hmm.
don't know what he can bring. I know what he has the potential to bring, and I hope that we see more of it, and I hope that we can start seeing some more kind of action come down that side. But
It's interesting, you know, putting my Mr. K hat on that. There's been whispers that Real Madrid want to exercise their recall in the summer, um, and you know, usually that's you
okay,
wonder whether there's something going on behind
maybe.
the scenes, you know.
There's always something going on behind the scenes, I
I
think.
mean, our club is so leaky in terms of, stuff getting out to the media compared to me, compared to other teams. I think maybe it doesn't help that we're in London, but
Yeah.
we will. The summer will tell. The summer will tell. I mean, I believe we'll
Yeah.
make a profit on Sergio. So, you know, and
Yeah. Right. I think we're going to move on.
yeah.
Pierre. Again, this is for Southampton. Um,
Mhm.
yeah. Oh, we haven't. Here we go. Sorry. A 3 and a 4. So you've given him a lower score than me. I think maybe I needed to assess my Southampton scores after the Wolves game, but this was my score after the Southampton game. Um,
Pierre-Emile Hojbjerg was absolutely dreadful against the team that we bought him from. He would know all about, and I seem to lose count, particularly in the first half, the number of times that he gave the ball away. His
Mhm.
passing was shocking.
Yeah,
I mean,
midsection was terrible.
he has been, in his defence, he has been completely overplayed. But he now seems to have reached a plateau with us.
We keep
I'm
giving him
worried.
that excuse, though, I feel.
Yeah,
Um,
I do think. The thing is, do you know what this compounded was? I was looking at the right back of Southampton, and what a wonderful talent he has developed into.
mhm.
And
Yeah.
we swapped him for Hojbjerg, and we're left with dumb and dumber at right wing back at the moment.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
that has got to be one of the, in retrospect, one of the worst decisions ever. And I think
Yeah.
I do, to a certain degree, blame Pochettino for that, because he refused to play Walker Peters,
Mhm.
and even when Walker Peters played well, and obviously he just thought, well, I need to get regular play, and I'll go to a progressive club, which Southampton are. I mean, they were worthy winners on the night. I think
Yeah,
don't think
I think so.
anyone with the Spurs hat on could say that they didn't deserve to win.
Pains me to say that, but I
But
agree
to
with
see
you.
we lost
Yeah.
him and gained this guy,
Mm,
um, who seems to have plateaued particularly as this season's gone on.
yeah.
I seem to remember him being absolutely awful in the North London derby at their place as well. So it's not like he's not had bad performances under Nuno as well. So don't know, don't know.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think things massively improved when Bentancur came on, and we will get to him. Sports Analytics is saying our midfielders are playing 2 versus 3 without a playmaker. Yeah, I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then what's Sam saying? Premier Emile Hojbjerg had a terrible game against Southampton, but he was running on empty. Yeah, I
Was
don't
he
know.
running on empty? I
I don't
don't know.
know. We give him that excuse time after time. I mean, I
He's
don't
a
know.
fit young man in his 20s.
He's a young guy. Come on.
Yeah, yeah.
He looks like a world beater for Denmark, though. Yeah, it's just a Spursy thing. It
Well,
is.
I'm
It is.
sick and tired of that Spursy hashtag.
Hey, hey,
I
hey!
had
That's my name.
hate it, hate it.
Yeah, I agree. Right, let's move. Let's move. We need a move. Let's move on to the new boys. Well, new boy, Rodrigo Bentancur. First time I'm rating him, so this is quite exciting. Let's see what's happening. Shawnee's giving him a 7. So obviously Rodrigo did play for Southampton and Wolves, but we didn't rate the subs. So I mean, you can talk over Southampton if you want, because I know it was a good game from him. But we did just give ratings for the Wolves game. Um,
It was clear with his little cameo against Southampton that we've got a baller, as they say
mhm.
as you younglings say. But yeah, I thought he was head and shoulders our best player on the night. But even in the even at the end, you could tell he was like, "What am I doing here?" You know, because the rest of the
Mm.
team were just melting like, you know, a chocolate teapot around him. You know, and you know,
Yeah.
I do like his competitive streak. I do like there's a little bit of nastiness in him.
Yep.
You know, because obviously I come from the Eric Lamela school,
Oh, I'm a Lamella
and
fan as
I
well. Yeah.
and so yeah, I mean, I think of the two signings in the January, he's by far the best player, and
Hmm.
he's got for me, he's got to start. He's
Yep.
got to start.
Yep.
I desperately want us to go to 3-5-2.
Yep. I think we need
Um,
to. We're
yeah,
very desperate in that
because
midsection, aren't we?
yeah,
We
and you
need
know
it.
because we've been overrun in midfield
Yep.
in those last two games, and it, you know, as someone already indicated in the comments, 2 versus 3. It's just um,
Yeah.
yeah, I
We
like
need it.
Bentancur. I like him.
Sam saying Bentancur can play. I just hope we don't heap so much pressure on him. He looked exasperated at the end of some of his team with some of his teammates. Yeah, I think he did. But he's good. I mean, I've given her a 5.5. To be honest, it should have been a 6, but no one got like this is the high. So spoiler alert. The spoiler alert. This is the highest rating of the week for the Wolves game. So I just don't think he warranted a 6 for me, just because the whole team was pretty shit. And also,
Oh,
also,
Judge, mind your language.
also, he had some mistakes as well. You know, he had some parts to play in that. I think he wasn't entirely composed in that game. I think he had a few errors that he could have been picked up for as well. So 5.5 for me, but definitely the best player on the day. And a really good signing. I'm very happy and excited to see him come in, because
Mhm.
I saw a few, when I was doing research and stuff when he was coming in, I wasn't entirely sure, but I've definitely yeah, I'm really, really, really impressed with him. There was that one pass, I think, to Sonny, um, kind of in the second half, that was really, really, really good. So no, it was in the beginning, I think. First half, wasn't it? There was like a really good pass to Sonny, I think, and like around the very early stages of the game, which I was like, oh, he's gonna help us score a goal, but he didn't. So anyway, Sam's loving my scores. Yeah, thanks, buddy. I'm wearing black as well. I don't know if you joined us from the early stages, but I'm in mourning. I'm not a happy judge. I'm very upset.
She's a hanging judge.
I am very angry. I have my gaffle out tonight, guys. Like, it's gonna get serious. It's not a good day. But let's move on. Oh, let's move on to Wigs. Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, this is I don't know. Is he your favorite player, Sean, or is he just that he's kind of in your eyes having a
He
Winks
you know,
Naissance?
I kind of like I like to stand up for an underdog. I think it applies to my life outside of football. So, but it also stands, you know, for me when I think about my football team as well. You know, we were talking earlier about I like our academy boys.
Yeah,
I like the fact that, you know, that they're fans, and often they are fans, or they come from families of fans. And I've been in on the Winks Naissance train. I'll put my hands up. He had been playing quite well, but both nights he was stinking as much as anyone else. Probably
yeah.
not as far low as our right wing backs on both evenings, or our goalkeeper on Sunday. But although I think I've
Mm,
given him the same, maybe I've given him the same score as Hugo. I think
yeah,
it's yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, I still think there's a player in there, and I think Conte got it out of him, but he needs three. He needs three in the midfield, because
Yeah. We need
uh,
coverage.
we need coverage.
Sam, saying 5-4 is equal to 1 1/4, and that is correct for number 8.
Now,
Uh,
Sam, don't let us fall out.
and
There's
Mike the
plenty of beer
Hustler
left.
Hustler. What's up, Mike the Hotspur Hustler? Thanks for joining us. Fair scores around all rounds. Yeah, I think so. I think we're being pretty critical tonight.
I think we're
Um,
defending our scores well.
it was a tough one. I mean, I said I don't know if you guys joined us from the beginning, but I was saying I wanted to cancel this week because I was not up for it. I was not in a good state. I was.
I made
I'm
her do
not.
it.
You made me do it. I'm not normally in a. I'm not an angry person, and I'm not a negative person. But Spurs are really making me feel some feels lately. So
Wait till Saturday
yeah,
night.
don't even. Oh, guys, we got to do it. We got to do it. Let's move on to Moura. Again, you know, Sean, oh God, I know I didn't actually know you had this feeling for Moura until yesterday's
I
stream,
have to
or Sunday's
say,
stream.
I have to say,
What's going on
this
here?
man is he, under the trade description act of Brazilian footballer. He should be being sued. I'm sorry. That night in Amsterdam is now 3 years ago, and
What
the
about
man cannot trap a ball. I mean, I lost count of the number of times the ball comes off his shin and his second touch is a tackle. I mean, I'm sorry, running around enthusiastically with your head down, and he's returned to type. Earlier I would say he'd really, seemed to be looking up a bit more and playing players in, and he
yeah?
was involved in the first goal against Southampton. But honestly, this player, I would. I know there's a big long list of players that you want to go, but I'm sorry, Lucas Moura is on that. He's just not. As I
Did
say,
he not? Did he not
he
help against Southampton? He helped with the assist, right?
well,
You
the
know, he got the
pre-assist,
assist with a
yes.
pre-assist. So that's why I bumped him up. He was a 5. I bumped him up to a 6 for that.
Oh
But
God, no! One, no, 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 no! God,
no.
I'm sorry. I don't. Come on, bring all the ire on me. But Lucas Moura is not good enough for Tottenham Hotspur.
All right. Sports Analytics is agreeing with you, Sean. Saying Moore is very overrated. He gets comfortable once he's secured his spot.
I
So
mean, I would have Bergwijn over Moura every single day. Much better, technically better player.
I don't know. I don't know if I would. I don't know if I would.
Comes
I
from the
get where
Dutch
you come.
league,
I
and
get where you're coming from. He is a headless chicken at times, but he has moments. And I guess the thing is, we need more than moments. We need more than moments. We
he's been
need
here since 2018.
consistency. Yeah, we need consistency, and I do feel it. I don't know. I gave him a 6 for the Southampton game just because he got the assist, but I agree with you. Wolves gave him a 3. No impact. I think when Stevie B came on, he definitely played better, and he didn't really do much for himself, but no, definitely showed up more. I
No.
think.
I think there's too many blue tinted spectacles in our fan base when it comes to Lucas Moura. I really have no no
No love. There's no love.
not no love.
Where is
Uh,
the
yeah,
love?
just no time for him. I mean, and I'm trying not to bring in the fact that he's a big supporter of Bolsonaro, the neo-fascist prime minister in Brazil, in there. But you know what I mean? It's
Oh, don't
no,
bring politics into it, Sean. We're not. That's
oh
that's not
God,
this. That's not this show. Save that for another show. Save that for talking points or something.
oh God.
Sam saying Lucas is our version of Oli Gunnar, impact player, 100%, but his attitude to playing is 10 out of 10, and that is why he plays. Yeah. That's why
Because
he
he's
plays.
oh my God, because he would never get paid as well back home in Brazil. Oh,
Oh dear. Oh dear. Sean, we gotta move. We gotta move. Let's move. Oh, Sonny boy. Oh
oh
no.
dear.
Oh dear. Oh, a 7. I gave him a 7. Mm. he got the goal, right? So, I mean, yeah. It was a bad game. Southampton was not a great game, but he did get us the second goal. So I've bumped him up from that. I bumped him from a 6 to a 7 for getting the goal.
He gets a 5 because he scored the goal. I don't know what's going on in that young man's head at the moment, but
No, I agree with you on that.
he's not
there.
the
Yeah.
he's not the same player
He
he
doesn't
was
seem
even at the
himself.
beginning of the
No.
season. I wonder whether he thought he was going to be the franchise player when
That's what
Harry left.
do you know what? I honestly think that could be part of it. Is
And
that,
unfortunately
Harry's he's going to
yeah.
come in and be that's yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well.
And if I mean, he scores, and I mean, he would have scored the first goal as well if the defender hadn't helped us out. But
Yeah.
but other than he was invisible against Wolves for me. Well, and I don't want that of Sonny. I mean, he's. I know that you have a very soft spot for him, and so do I.
I'm not
Because
bringing bias into this though. I
no,
was just
no, but I
averaging
mean,
my ratings out, and I do see Sam's comment there saying that I should jail him, but I think on the day for Southampton, for me, that's my opinion. That's my opinion. We all have our own opinions.
yeah, there's a quote, but this is a family show. I won't go there. But anyway, it's it's yeah. I think there's something awry in the world of human song. I think ever since he hooked up with that Tom Holland guy around the Spider-Man, he
Yeah, that's
seems to
true, right?
he seems to have gone off the boil. I don't know
That's a
what.
good point. It's a good point.
Uh,
Maybe he's going to star in the next Spider-Man or something. Who knows?
well, I
Maybe
think
his focus
he
is off
actually
Spurs.
has a bit part in a Marvel movie. I was told. There's a TV playing in the background in one of the Marvel movies, and it's him featured on the TV screen.
I haven't seen that. I have to go
You'd,
back and
you'd,
rewatch.
you'd have to. I think it's all over in a second or so. You'd have to really look, but I'm told that it's not coincidental that he's hooked up with Spider-Man, because I think he's seen as a marketable player.
Is it not? I mean, when he plays on that left-hand side, obviously, I think everything comes back, and that's where we see him at his best. So maybe is it a position thing for Sonny, or is it just?
I don't know. He used to get the ball and just zip round the right back and hammer it home,
Yeah.
and it would happen more regular than it is at the moment. I mean, he is scoring goals, and that was a beautifully taken goal against Southampton, the second one.
Yeah.
But we are 2-1 2-1 up with 11 minutes to go. I just and I do remember there was one of the goals over the two matches where he chases the ball out of the area, and then it's clearly passed beside him, and he continued going up the field as if we still had the ball. And I was going, "What are you doing, Mister Tom?"
Yeah.
I'm sure his father will have given him a hard time when he got home that night. But anyway,
Sam saying that the movie is The Invisible Man. I haven't seen it actually. I need to watch it. So yeah, check it out and see Sonny's cameo in The Invisible Man. Thanks, Sam.
no, maybe he's being a bit ironic there. The Invisible Man, yeah. Maybe there should have been a laughing emoji at the end of that one.
No, I think he is. He's saying that he's had enough. So there's the laughs. Let's move on to Harry Kane. Harry Kane, last but not least. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what we're doing with Harry. You've given him sixes for both games.
Yeah,
I
well,
mean,
that's the standard. That's the barest minimum that I would accept from a Spurs player. He should be he should be 7s or 8s. These are 2 teams he should be scoring against, no
Should.
doubt about
Yeah.
it.
I saw a
And
pretty
he
word
didn't.
there.
So,
No.
he was never going to get the 7 or 8, but he did try. I would
He
say,
tried. I mean,
yeah. And
second Wolves game, 4 out of 8 shots on target. So it's not like he's
mhm,
not trying to score goals for us.
mhm.
It's just not working
But
again.
our XG has gone down incredibly, in the last few games. So um, I think
Mm,
we're not, I mean, compared to the Leicester game where we had a record number of shots as it was, we seem to have fallen away.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, we're not scoring goals. We're not getting the chances. That's the thing for
mhm.
us is that we need to get those goals in because we're
But
conceding
it's a
them.
combination of a leaky defence and an overrun midfield, perhaps.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
would
and the
say
thing
that
is
we put
it's
in shifting.
we can't blame kind of Harry for a lot of this stuff, but it's just the way that it works out, I think, is
He is
that
the franchise player, though. We expect
yep.
things. He's the Tom
Mhm.
Brady of our team, if you like. So he needs
Yep.
to
He needs to step it
produce.
up. Yep.
Yeah.
Where are those goals at, Kane? Gotta bring them out. Bring them out.
Uh-huh.
Bring them out. Bring them out. All right, I'm gonna get in trouble for singing again because this SIDS thing. Apparently, I'm not allowed to sing.
Yeah, but
Apparently, I'm
you've
not
got a
allowed to
nice
sing.
voice.
Well, thank you, Sean. But apparently, I'm not allowed to sing. Sid's gonna start
So when we go to the
crashing
Paxton
on me.
Road end of season karaoke night, you'll be holding the coats, is it? While Sam
Apparently,
goes up
yeah.
there and gives his best Otis Redding. Yeah.
Well, I'd love to see that actually. Do a little rendition
And
with
Sid, and
Sid. I
Sid,
think it'd
give,
be quite
Sid
good.
gives us his best Rick Astley.
Right. That's it for the ratings. I'm done. I'm so done. I'm done with these players at the moment. We got to move
Get
on to
out of
crime of the
here,
week.
you
Get them out of
bums,
here. Let's get them out of here. We're
and
moving on to
turn up
crime of
on
the week.
Saturday.
It's what
Just line up
everybody's
along the goal line and just keep them out.
crime of the week is what everybody's here for. I'm actually, you know what, Sean? I'm going to put my judge glasses on for this because this is not this is getting serious, right? we got to get we got to get serious for this shit. We are not playing well. There's a lot of crimes. There's a lot of crimes this week, and I think we need to bring them down. So Hugo Lloris, number one, crime of the week. First nomination. Second nomination, Antonio Conte. Third nomination, we've got the squad. And a very late nomination that we have in today is our very own Sid from Ask Sid, Sid Says, and Paxton Road. Um, yeah, Hugo Lloris nominated for conceding the 2 goals of the game. I think we've already spoken about it. Definitely guilty in my eyes for crime of the week. I think Antonio Conte for the team selection. I
And
think,
substitutions.
yeah, substitutions. I think everything went wrong from, that day. I think the whole Cess issue, not even considering Joe Roden, there's a lot of stuff that we could call Antonio into play for there. Both squads, Southampton and Wolves, these guys did not show up. They did not show up at all. And then our very own Sid, well, I just found out that he sold his tickets to Sunday's match and left those poor people out in the rain. So I'm sorry, Sid, you're up. You're up for crime of the week. Who wants to go and watch that performance and sit in the rain? I'm sorry, Sid, you're up. You're getting locked up for that. You're getting locked up.
Oh
So,
dear.
Sean, what are your thoughts? What are you thinking? Who deserves to be nominated? I mean, there's a lot of people I can't see
I
out of
mean,
these things,
I
so I'm gonna take
mean,
them
the
off.
thing
But
is, I think we need to build our own private prison and put a lot of them in there. But I think this week, for not just persevering with Sanchez in the second game, having seen him stink the place out in the first game, it has to be Antonio Conte. What has Joe
yeah,
Rodon done to deserve the treatment he's getting? It
I don't
is
know.
uneffing believable that Sanchez was picked on Sunday after the way he played on Wednesday.
Yep.
Unbelievable. And I know I more than anyone expected a bounce back on against Wolves, but my God, were we let down in a big style. And I think, Antonio's got to take it this week. He's going to have maybe a short community service sentence, but yeah, he's my crime of the week for that selection alone.
Yep. And what about Sid? Sam's saying he's saying Sid. What did those people do that bought the tickets? It's unforgivable. It's unforgivable. Sid, where are you? Where are you at? You got to come and face trial because we're coming for you right
No,
here.
I'm not having it. I'm not having it. If people want to go and see Spurs and Sid has offered them the chance to go and see Spurs, then
That's up to them. That's their
it's up
fault.
to them. They know the weather. They know. Yeah, I think no. I'm going to defend my fellow Paxton Roader, and I'm not having it. No, it's Antonio this week for me.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. And I think Sam's saying that he agrees. Conte definitely has to be in the conversation. I just.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean,
He needs to go to one of those counselling classes,
he does. I think for me, it's sorry.
He needs to spend some time with Sam on how to affect in-game decisions and how to reflect on a bad performance like Wednesday and never pick the same player in the same position to stink the place out again on Sunday.
Sidione, the Mafia Don. Yeah, I don't know. I think Conte has definitely, stuff to say in that. I think the squad. I think for me, like just when they reel you back in, you gain a small bit of confidence in them. They
Just
tear
a
you
thing.
apart again, and then you
Yeah.
just can't sleep and you cry yourself. I mean, that's just me. Sorry, what?
Just when I think I'm out, they reel me back in. Yeah.
They do. And I just feel like, I've said it before. I think for me, like this is our chance to when like I've said it before, Man U, they're not performing. They've got a pretty stacked squad, but they're not performing. Arsenal aren't really, doing
Oh,
the
I
greatest
have to
thing.
say that was a magnificent troll by the Gooners today. 3 games in hand, we're 7th. Play all 3 games, we're 8th.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It could happen though,
hats
right?
off. Hats off. We are 8th and we've played the 3 games in hand. Oh, banter club.
We just need to start winning games, right? We just need to start winning games. And the next 4 matches for us is just a joke, I think. We're going to be 4 of them away from home.
I
Sean,
asked the question after the review show, Jodi. Would the judge give me an answer of this next 3 games where we play Manchester City, Burnley, and Leeds? How many points do you think we get? Sam was like incandescent. He said,
3.
I asked the
1.
question. 1. Where do you see that point coming?
Not next weekend. What have we got after next weekend? We've
You got
got
Burnley away and then Leeds
Burnley and
away.
Leeds. Yeah, maybe Leeds because Leeds aren't showing up, but they're always a tough one, aren't they? Because they press so hard. So
They press, yeah. Look,
nothing. Maybe 0.
that was a feeling amongst a lot of people, yeah.
And I'm laughing because
Mr. K said we're going to get all 9 points. But I think that was because he was trying to preview the yin to our yang, So anyway,
No, I'm honestly very, very concerned about the next. We needed to capitalize on as many of these home games that we had, and we did nothing with it. So
we went backwards.
We could be Spurs and do Spursy things. Maybe we will come out and beat Man City next weekend. I honestly do not see that happening, but Spurs are weird sometimes.
Can someone put in a call to the Royal Alexandra Hospital in Paisley if we beat Manchester City on Saturday? Because I'm sure I will be
I'll
in
take
there.
a week off. I'll
In
just be
the
celebrating.
coronary. No,
I
no
don't know.
chance.
But yeah, I don't think we are. So I think, yeah, what next game is Man City. What I mean, what do you have any thoughts on that? As in, do you have a score prediction that you want to put out
No,
at
I'm
the
not,
moment, or you
I
don't?
don't want to share my score prediction
No,
because
I agree.
I
I
have
just think, yeah,
I have a
no,
feeling it could be very, very sore indeed.
yeah,
And we're
no,
already -2, I think Sam was saying, or -1 in our goal difference. So that's
yeah,
like
sounds
having
about
one
right.
less point. Oh,
Yeah, to be
oh,
honest, I try and be positive, but I honestly don't see how we're going to come away with a win from that. I honestly don't. I'm going to
and
go
then
into that
can you
expecting
see
to
us up
lose.
against Recourse at Burnley? No,
No,
the
no.
six foot
I
seven
we're
giant.
normally quite good against Burnley, but I do not see it happening away. Like, it's just not going to happen
No,
for us. I'm very. That's why
Dice
I'm
is
wearing
in
the
it.
blacks. I'm
Yeah,
depressed. It's not happening. The season's cancelled. The show's cancelled. I can't do it anymore. It's just so depressing. I want to be positive, but I can't. I can't at the moment. I actually can't, and I just want to cry. But we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that.
no, we're
We're going to
gonna
keep going.
stoically move on and say it's character building. It's being Spurs. We love them in
Sam's
spite of the fact that
saying
they're.
the only thing Spurs away fans will sing throughout, maybe less pressure on the players. I love it. I love you being positive tonight. I saw you on Sunday. I saw
You know
you on
what?
Sunday, Sam. You were not happy. You were not positive.
Our fans, our away fans in particular, are absolutely brilliant, and that's an historical thing. You ask any of their clubs, they say that even when we were not very good at all in the 90s and whatever, Spurs fans always turned out and backed the team.
I
So
mean, there's some pretty, you got to be pretty hardcore to be going away to Burnley on a whatever night it is,
Wednesday
like
night, yeah.
a Wednesday night away to Burnley. Ugh, I mean, that's a hardcore. That's a hardcore slog. I put it out to you guys. You guys that are going to Burnley on a Wednesday night to watch us
We salute you. We salute
lose.
you.
I have all credit to you, and I hope that we take it out. And like, I don't know.
Let's open the review show next Wednesday. We're talking about, my God, we've won 2 games on the trot.
I'll be
Well,
popping the
stop my
champagne.
drugs.
I promise you. Be popping the champagne bottles.
Definitely, definitely,
Ah, Sean, I think that's going to do it for tonight. Thank you
absolutely.
so much for coming on. I've
No
wanted to get you
problem.
on for a long time, and I'm sorry we had to, do the hardcore one. But hopefully, we'll get you back on when we're getting some more winning games. So we got some more high scoring games. But I mean, tell everyone where they can find you. I think somebody was asking what your Twitter handle was. Let me
My
just see. I
Twitter
think
handle
sports
is
analyst, I think, wants to know. So
all right.
if you
It's
can.
at Hotspur Hurley HURLY 61, which is the year I was born, which was also a good year. It was a good year. 1961 was a good year. I first went to see Spurs on the 20th of January 1968. So I've been around the block a bit, but yeah.
You've been able to see the good times and the not
Well,
so
I've
good
seen
times.
plenty of good and bad, plenty of bad too. Yeah, I saw us relegated. God,
2024, Sam, you're being optimistic. I'm thinking like 2026. Get
two
Sean back in
managers
when we're
time.
good. Could be a little bit longer than that. Hopefully not. But yeah, 2024 is probably the minimum, I think. Guys, from my end, you can find me on Twitter at Spursy141. Please, please, please make sure you like and subscribe to Paxton Road TV if you haven't already. I think we've got over 1,300 subscribers now. So thank you so, so much for all your support. Just a reminder as well, if anyone has the energy and effort, please get your score predictions in for the Man City game. I mean, to be honest with you, yeah, none of us are looking forward to that at all. But if you can big yourself up for like a little video, please get a score prediction in and send it through to us. We've got a WhatsApp number, and I will read that out to you right now. It's +44 777 436 48 19. You can find all the information on Paxton Road TV Twitter handle. But yeah, if you can muscle up some energy to get a score prediction in, we'd love to see it. Just a little video, maybe 10, 20 seconds of you telling us, how much we're going to smash City on Saturday. That would be fantastic. We'd love to see your thoughts.
Yeah, Harry Kane hat trick to remind them what they missed out on in the summer. This is what you could have had if you decided to pay the right money. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh God.
Oh dear,
God
we got to
forbid.
laugh. We've got to laugh. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for today. Guys, please, as I said, like the show. We're going to be having some more stuff coming at you. I think Sid's going to be doing some more. I think Ask Sid's coming up again soon, so look out for that. We've got uh, Talking Points, I think, is on tomorrow night. Should be a good show. So please, please, please look out for that. And yeah, that's going to do it. I think I'm exhausted. I think Sean, you're probably pretty exhausted. I think if I'm back on Monday night doing the City ratings, I'm probably going to be absolutely exhausted after that as well. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching, and we will see you very soon. Stay safe and come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.